Ghost-type Pokemon. The only type with more than one immunity, making it a unique type defensively, and one that hits pretty well offensively. There are only 46 of them, making it the second rarest typing, only 6 above Ice's number of 40. But unlike the Ice type, they don't have that many unique type combinations, and most of them aren't that versatile or unique from one another, cutting our options for team members thin. But even though our 6 team members may be pretty obvious, it's only because of the new additions from Generation 7 that they all work so well, and are able to make for a fun and annoying team to use. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the 6 Pokemon that I think make the best Mono Ghost type team. What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. Spooky season may have been over for some time now, but that won't stop these mischievous ghost types from haunting you. The big question you guys may be asking is, how do you define the best monotype teams? The best monotype team series is a series where I go over 6 Pokemon of the same type that in my opinion would hypothetically make for the best team in a casual playthrough. Yes, if you were to trade Pokemon, then you can actually use this team for your full playthrough during the Alola games. Ideally the Ultra games, which could actually give a breath of fresh air to your playthrough and make it a lot of fun. But unless you trade these Pokemon and have the correct moves bred onto them, then you more than likely won't ever be able to construct this team. These specialized teams are just teams that I want to make for fun, to take full advantage of what these types can offer, to show off the best of the type's abilities. That being said, I do understand that if there's any practical place to use a monotype team, it's for fun during online battles. And I'm sure that with a few changes, you can make this team work in competitive play. But for the sake of time and lack of knowledge, I won't be going over any competitive changes in this video. Finally, some guidelines when constructing the best monotype teams. Of course, all 6 Pokemon each share one typing. As we're looking at casual play, no legendaries, mythicals, ultra beasts, or Pokemon of that sort. And since this is a type themed video, and a video that's being made for fun, I decided that'd be a lot more fun if we made it so that every team has to use a Mega Evolution and Z Crystal of their respective type. This way, we really emphasize the power of specializing in a Pokemon type. Now that we got the explanations out of the way, let's actually talk about the Ghost type. Like I mentioned, they're the only type that's immune to 2 different typings, that being Normal and Fighting. They resist Poison and Bug, and are weak to Dark and their own typing of Ghost. Sure, Dark and Ghost type moves are generally more of a threat than Poison and Bug type moves, but Normal and Fighting moves are a lot more common during a casual playthrough than Dark and Ghost. And with certain type combinations and abilities, these Ghost types end up having 3 immunities and a ton of resistances, making each one of them pretty good switch-ins for general use. Offensively, Ghost may not be hitting many types too hard, but it does neutral damage to the majority of the 18 types, and you don't have to worry about the type missing since there isn't a single Ghost type move that has an accuracy less than 100. So with the best Ghost type team, as long as we outspeed or tank a hit, we can deal a good chunk of damage. Or if we want, we can decide to inflict some sort of status, as most Ghost types carry status inflicting moves, and then we can attack our opponents while they're down. In competitive play, Trick Room is often run with mono Ghost type teams, as most of them aren't too fast. But with Shadow Sneak as a priority move, we're going to be able to ensure that half our team will be able to hit pretty fast. And besides, Trick Room isn't too ideal in a casual playthrough, so we're just going to stick to our strategy of attacking and being annoying. With that being said, I think it's only right that we start off the team with the OG Ghost type, Gengar. Hey, like I said, you probably won't be able to make these teams without trading. There's pretty much nothing but good things to say about Gengar. Even after losing its levitate ability for Cursed Body, it just manages to be a complete threat. It's got fantastic special attack and speed stats, meaning that it'll take out most of its opponents with absolute ease. And since this is an in-game team, why not make it even more of a monster with its Mega Evolution? As Mega Gengar, Gengar becomes one of the fastest Pokemon and the fastest Ghost-type Pokemon in the game. With its amazing special attack stat, Shadow Ball will take care of most of your opponents. If you still want Stab and a Ghost-type move isn't ideal, then Sludge Bomb can do more damage than Shadow Ball itself. You won't have to worry about missing with these 2 moves, but you'll probably have to worry about missing with Focus Blast. I know, the accuracy is absolute garbage with this move, but Fighting-type moves check for both Dark and Normal-type Pokemon, both of which are threats to the Ghost type, in one way or the other, especially the Dark type. And since you don't want to learn any physical moves, Focus Blast is your best bet. But don't worry, as you'll also have Thunderbolt for that accuracy comfort, and as a way to deal with water and flying types. And since flying types commonly have normal as one of their typings, Thunderbolt will definitely come in clutch. Also in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, the AI do tend to switch to Pokemon a bit more often, so Mega Gengar's ability of Shadow Type may just come in clutch. But even if it doesn't, Mega Gengar's gonna be destroying everything with his special moves, and if you decide to not let it hold a Gengarite, or you can't get it, then maybe use an Expert Belt to take advantage of its versatile moveset. Next up, we're taking on one of Gen 7's fan favorites, Mimikyu, a Ghost and Fairy type Pokemon, meaning that it has an added immunity to Dragon, which will be very helpful. Really, there's no real difference between Mimikyu in in-game play and competitive play. It's fast for a Ghost type and has good physical attack and good defenses, and its ability to Disguise takes care of its HP. Disguise, as I'm sure most of you know, is basically a free substitute for Mimikyu that works once per battle. Because of this, it's able to get off a free Swords Dance within the battle, and thanks to its already good physical attack and speed stats, Stab, Shadow Claw, and Play Rough will be no joke. These two moves are pretty much the best common, physical Ghost and Fairy type moves, so there's not much for debate here. And these moves, in tandem with Swords Dance, will be pretty helpful against an important or difficult trainer battle. Especially if you're going up against a Dark type trainer like Nanu. Not many Pokemon will be able to take a hit from Mimikyu, but in case they do, we're giving Mimikyu the Ghostium Z. The first two Pokemon on this list are Mega and Z move users? Crazy, I know. I also know that Mimikyu has its own Z Crystal that it can use with Play Rough, but this is the best Ghost type team, so we're giving our opponent a never-ending nightmare. A devastating horror that will definitely finish them off. You won't be able to outspeed everything, of course, so just in case, have Shadow Sneak in the back for that priority. Again, after Stab and Swords Dance, it'll be doing a lot for a base 40 power move, making Mimikyu a very deadly physical threat. Taking another MVP from the 7th generation, as well as the 1st generation, we have Alolan Marowak. Now, Alolan Marowak actually shares the same stats as regular Marowak, but its Fire and Ghost typing makes it a lot more capable than ever before. It has the exclusive move Shadow Bone, a base 85 Ghost type move which can lower the defense of the opponent, which arguably makes it better than Shadow Claw. It also has access to Flare Blitz, which is one of the most powerful fire type moves in the game. Sure, it'll cause some recoil, but if it means taking out a huge threat, then I think it's more than worth it. If you really want, you could always run Fire Punch instead. It's a lot weaker than Flare Blitz, but has no recoil, so you may like that a bit more. As it's still Marowak, it still has access to ground type moves, such as Bone Meringue. But unless you're going up against a Mimikyu or something, there's no need to go through the hassle of a multi-hit move here, so I'd say, just go for Earthquake instead. Can't go wrong with 100 base power and 100% accuracy, am I right? For your final move, I'd recommend Low Kick or Brick Break. Again, having as many ways to take care of Dark types would be helpful, especially with these first 3 Pokemon. I'd go with Brick Break, but you may want to play the weight game with Low Kick. Knockoff is also a fun choice, but I don't think many people are going to have items on them. And since you already have a Ghost type move, you don't need to worry about a Dark type move here. Just be ready to see Marowak crush everything with its Thick Club, because once it's holding that, its attack of 80 gets doubled, making moves like Fire Punch even stronger than a regular Flare Blitz. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Marowak's ability of Lightning Rod is really useful here as it gives Marowak a 3rd immunity? Yeah, Alolan Marowak is no joke. I know we just focused on Alolan Marowak's offensive capabilities, but its physical defense is actually its best stat. So I think it needs a fitting partner to help it take care of those special hits. So how about going with the good old Fire and Water duo with Jellicent? Those HP and special defense stats are pretty sweet, and with its ability Water Absorb, it works pretty well with Alolan Marowak, as Marowak can take an electric type hit for Jellicent, and Jellicent can take a water type hit for Alolan Marowak. And because of its bulk, Jellicent can take hits and then badly poison the opponent with Toxic. I know Willow is the go-to status move on Ghost types, and I would choose to run on Jellicent, but we're gonna have another Pokemon with it later on, so for more variety, I decided to give Jellicent Toxic. And to take advantage of the status infliction, we're obviously gonna use Hex as its Ghost type move. The variety and the satisfaction of doubling Hex's power will be a lot more fun to mess around with than Shadow Ball. Even if you don't poison the opponent, there is a chance that you can burn them with Scald. And Scald will be really important on the team because, believe it or not, ground is probably our biggest issue with this team, as we're gonna have 3 Pokemon weak to it, and Jellicent is our only real check to them. so be sure to keep Jellicent alive for those hard-hitting ground types. And even if you do run out of Scald, Ice Beam will always be there for backup. It's one of the best offensive types, and it'll help take care of the inevitable grass types. But if you know you're going to run into a water ground type Pokemon, be sure to put Energy Ball on it for at least a battle or two. Leftovers is the best item here to help recover all that HP. Overall, Jellicent is a necessary addition for this team, and will be playing a vital role all throughout your playthrough. For our 5th team member, I was considering Delmise, as it hits hard and has grass and steel type coverage, which would be pretty helpful, but despite that, my mind couldn't help but run right back to Aegislash. And why wouldn't it? There's a reason as to why this Pokemon's an Ubers after all. Because of its stance changeability, Aegislash becomes one of the most versatile Pokemon in the game. Period. Its Shield form and Steel and Ghost typing allows it to take hits super easily, and also adds the poison immunity. And its Blade form and diverse move pool gives the ability to deal massive damage. Though this is an in-game playthrough, you still need to have King Shield and Aegislash to go back to Shield form after you switch out to Blade form, but don't worry, cause if the opponent does hit you with a contact move, you'll be crippling them with that -2 attack drop. So it pays off. We're gonna need another Pokemon that's special oriented, cause our last team member will be a physical attacker, so we're gonna be running with a special Aegislash, meaning that we're gonna carry Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball for stab Steel and Ghost type moves. Not much explanation needed there. For its final move, even though it is a special attacker, I would recommend either Shadow Sneak or Sacred Sword. Shadow Sneak for priority, and Sacred Sword as you have a more reliable and strong fighting type move to take out dark type Pokemon. One physical move won't hurt, but honestly though, regardless of what moves you use on Aegislash, it's gonna hit extremely hard with 150 in both attack stats. And since this move pool is more versatile on the physical side of things, you can make your own unique moveset if you'd really like. But if you were to ask me, my moveset choice would be the special moves and Sacred Sword. Just be sure to keep King Shield on it. And for the item, go with either the Life Orb or Zoom Lens for extra damage. And finally, with little surprise to some of you, and very surprising to the others, we have Sableye. Now why would we want to have a Pokemon with a base stat total of 380 on the team? Well, for one, its typing of Dark and Ghost is really helpful, as we currently only have one Pokemon, neutral to Dark, and none that resisted. And it'll be our own way of dealing with opposing Ghost types. As of right now, our only real way of dealing with them is by outspeeding them. Sableye remains neutral to Ghost type moves and can hit back with a Dark type move, or it can burn them with a priority Will-O-Wisp, with its ability, Prankster. Since Prankster gives priority to status moves, we're gonna make sure Sableye takes full advantage of it as a utility Pokemon. But you probably want to use Will-O-Wisp after using Fake Out on turn 1, so that the opponent takes a little bit of extra damage, and then Foul Play as our only real attacking move. For the final move, you can have Swagger or Confuse Ray, just for the fun of it. Or if you want to be really trolly, then go for a double team and see how many hits hit ya. Won't be any Psychic type hits with that immunity, that's for sure. Like I said, Sableye is meant to be a useful and annoying utility Pokemon, and just here to help out with his Dark typing. You can switch it out for Spiritomb if Sableye's base stat total isn't your style, but I think Prankster more than makes up for it. Heck, you can even give it the Sableye Knight if you really want to, and give Gengar the Expert Belt, but Sableye loses Prankster that way, so I just stay roll with regular Sableye, and maybe slap on the Rocky Helmet. You can always swap it for Jellicent's Leftovers if you want. You may even end up recovering more HP that way, if you do end up stalling your opponent. Just remember to thank me for this little guy when you face Ultra Necrozma. And there we have it, guys. Here's what I consider to be the best Ghost type team for an in-game playthrough. A couple of Ghost types that can be fast because of their speed and priority, and a few others that can just be very, very annoying. All the while stacking on their typings and abilities for a ton of immunities within the team. Maybe one of you will actually end up using this team for fun during a playthrough, or maybe one of you will end up finding a way to use this team competitively. Either way, this is just for fun, so let me know what you thought of this team. Next time on the Best Monotype Team Series, by your request, we have the Dark type. Quite a sinister and powerful type to say the least. But after the Dark type, it's up to you guys to decide what type we cover in this series next. So be sure to let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit or punch the like button if you enjoyed the video, and hit that dislike button if you didn't. Let me know how you feel. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. How do you feel about our best Ghost type team, and what changes would you make to it? Let me know. Share the video around if you want to help support the channel. And finally, subscribe and hit the little bell icon if you want to stay up to date with all my content. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video, alright? Later.